Next up, we have Cardinals Jets. Cardinals open up at 7.5. Now they're at 7. Still open up at 46.5. 146.5 still on board. Mainly, they've gone up to 47. Cardinals have not looked good now back-to-back weeks. 31-21 loss to Carolina. Murray threw 3 touchdown passes, but was limited to 133 yards passing. Arizona finished with 262 yards of offense. Not good. Just 55 plays. Hopkins came in averaging more than 10 catches, 118 yards, 41 yards on 7 receptions, and you probably could have predicted that after not practicing all week due to a foot injury. Kenyon Drake left late in the fourth quarter, and it was unclear whether he left because he was, shook up from a big hit or the fact that he was held to 28 yards on 12 carries. He's not on the injury report. Devon Kennard, their linebacker, and Budda Baker, Chris Banjo, their safeties, are questionable this week. And then we have this Jets squad. It was very aggravating, betting them on Thursday night. The heat's on Adam Gase. We've already seen one.
I told you to stay off him.
I know. It was such a horrifying roller coaster ride. Like, it was just.
Look, I understood the excitement because it really looked like at home on a short week they should get their first win, but it's the Jets, led by Adam Gase, who they got to be licking their chops right now thinking, okay, all right, the Houston Texans got rid of their moron. Let's get rid of ours. Maybe the Jets are tanking this week. I don't want to say it, but maybe they are. Also, I gave you that Bills pick. I said I even sent you an emoji that said, "What do you got against free money?" And you
did. It was humorous. Humorous.
It was humorous. I like that.
Denver got 6 sacks. They did whatever they wanted against this Jets offensive line. And that happened in game. So during the game, they lost 3 offensive tackles. George Fant to a thumb injury. A thumb injury. Just chop it off and get back out on the field, George.
Yeah, Ronnie Lott did it. Why are you such a coward?
Coward's a nice way of putting it. Mekhi Becton, shoulder injury. And Chuma Doga, shoulder injury. They lose defensive end Jordan. Or sorry, don't lose. Those guys were lost their game. Defensive end Jordan Willis, defensive tackle Steve McClendon, safety Ashton Davis, and cornerback Bless Austin are all hurt. So they're all questionable to go. They're not out. Le'Veon Bell obviously remains on the IR. Darnold said he hopes to play through the sprained AC joint.
They're not going to play him.
Is this a spot where you take that you're getting a gift on the Cardinals? And Frank Gore goes 13 for 30. I mean, thank God for Jamison Crowder out there. I mean, Jeff Smith also looked good. Is this a spot where the Cardinals at -7 is a great look, or should we just stay off this game totally and not reach?
It just feels like 2 bad football teams. Again, I said the Cards got overrated because of their victory over the Niners week 1. Look, the Niners just got embarrassed by Philadelphia. Now, there was many reasons for that that didn't apply to the week 1 game, but you gotta figure nobody on the Jets cares about football right now except for 2 guys. 1, Frank Gore, because Frank Gore never stops caring about football. And 2, Joe Flacco, because Joe Flacco is just trying to continue to have a job for a couple more years. Grab a few more paychecks, that's it. But the problem is it doesn't matter. Frank Gore is past the point where he can carry a team. So if that offensive line isn't healthy and can't block, it's irrelevant. And Flacco was never good. Flacco got carried to an MVP, so they're not going to play Darnold. Darnold is still their investment for the future, so they're not going to play him.
Flacco is confirmed. Darnold's out. Flacco confirmed.
Yeah, Darnold's not playing. There's no way, even if Sam Darnold wants to play, that organization still has to protect what should look, he's getting unfairly lumped into being a bust because the team is awful. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I think if he was drafted in a different spot, are you trying to tell me that if he was on Cleveland instead of Baker Mayfield, he wouldn't be doing a lot better? It's a garbage football team. They're not going to show up at all. And Arizona still is playing for something. I don't think the Jets are anymore. So it does kind of feel like an easy take here. I just wish it was 6.5, not 7.
Feels like this is an angry Cardinal squad. Pepper says, give me Arizona by 100 points. This is a very angry Arizona squad. Now they have to travel all the way across the country. That's not easy. I don't want to just react here, but it just feels like
the problem is Arizona's defense got too much credit in the offseason because they drafted Isaiah Simmons. That's it. That's all. They drafted Isaiah Simmons, and all of a sudden they went from being a garbage defense to a very good defense. Look, I like Isaiah Simmons. He was great at Clemson, but he's still going to take a bit of a time. He's still one of those players that's, yes, he's a pure linebacker, but he's also a bit of a hybrid in the sense that at Clemson, they had him playing all over the field. So he's not going to transform a defense in year one. He's still got a year in an NFL weight room to bulk up to the size that he should be. And Budda Baker is still the most important player on that defense. And Budda Baker, he's been out.
The Cardinals are angry. Okay, I want to back the Cardinals, and I want to back them early. And
I feel like this line is going to move in favor of the Cardinals, although it's been bet down.
It has. I just feel like that's got to be a overreaction. I'm going to – okay, what do you think about the difficulty of flying across the country for a morning game?
It's hard. It's always hard, especially with a younger, less experienced team. That, I think, is the biggest factor. But, man, let's not forget, 2 weeks ago, the Niners' second and third string team beat the absolute shit out of the Jets. And, again, the fact that – I do believe that the fact that Bill O'Brien got fired plays into the psyche of this team a lot. There's no way they like Adam Gase. There's no way they like him. The guy's a zombie robot weirdo, and he's a terrible coach who if you would have asked me to bet who's going to get fired first this year, I wouldn't have said Bill O'Brien. He would have been my number 2 choice. My number 1 choice would have been Gase. That he's got to be on the chopping block. And this team's got to be looking at, like, let's get this guy out of here. He doesn't look like he prepares for any game at all.
All right, I'm doubling up here, but I'm taking them early. Not that I don't think they cover everything, but I want them early. I want this angry Cardinal squad early. First quarter -2.5. First half -3.5. I'm going to take Cardinals. And that's locked in. What do you think of this total, Bebsy, before we move on to the next spot on the card? This total sitting at 46.5 or 47.
I mean, if anything, I like the under here. I don't trust the Jets to put up points against anyone, especially with Darnold out. Even a hungry Flacco is worse than a uninterested Darnold.
Flacco's, I think, going to take it very conservatively. It does make me want to move on the under. I don't know if I'm capable of it, but the total at 47.
If what Birdie is saying has any truth to it, the Texans deserve to lose every game forever.
The under is interesting. And I'm just going to leave question marks there. But first quarter, first half, I'm going to double up.